Well, I don't know what it means to be financially embarrassed.
I think the why that clause is there is because of not to be induced.
Yes, I understand why, but it's just I saw that for the first time and I went straight to Google to find out what financial embarrassment means, So it's a state of real constraint. So now, away from that, that's on a lighter note. In terms of financials, how well is the African Democratic Congress doing at this point in time?
Okay. Right now, we are not saying that we have arrived, but we are not where we used to be in terms of funding and financing, because what happened in our party, the transformations that happened in ADC has really brought in some resources into the party. And
paint a picture of the resources that have been brought in. I want to know what the resources are.
When you talk about resources, you talk about the human capital resources, you talk about the financial resources, you talk about material resources. And before now, we don't have a very reputable office in the heart of the city. But currently, I think you people have come to our new party office, which we are still trying to fix together so that it becomes what it's supposed to be. We are able to have a very good party office in a very good position.
So how is the ADC being funded currently? What's the funding plan?
The funding comes from individuals, from party member stakeholders who have devotion to the party, who have devoting their time and resources to the party to make it grow. So this is where our resources are coming from.
And what's the picture of this? Could you, if you were to give an average figure of how much ADC has in its coffers now, what would that be?
I can't give the figure right
An
now.
estimate, so that we understand if the 150 million is huge.
I can't give the estate. I mean the estimate.
Oh, so is that an estate? You said estate. Is that an estate? On a lighter note.
I am just the deputy chairman. So if it's the financial secretary or the treasurer that is here, he can give you that.
But you said estate. Does ADC own an estate?
No, that was a slip of tongue.
Okay.
What I was saying is estimates.
Okay, so I hope it's not too slippery on set today.
No.
Okay, so essentially, what are the next steps for the ADC?
Okay, the next step is what I've really told you. We are initiating a court injunction to summon the state government of Enugu State to explain this. And I think the best thing for them to do is to answer to that call. And if the call, the court finally agrees with what they have proposed, then we see how we can navigate.
What would make the ADC and other opposition parties in the state renege on their decision to go to court if they deem fit? Is there anything that will stop the court?
There is nothing that will stop the courts, because that thing came as a shock. Normally, there is a group, an agency called the IPAC, Inter-Party Advisory Council.
Right.
That is where a government interferes with other political parties in the state and discuss these issues. But this thing was not initially discussed under the IPAC.
So let me ask you this before we let you go. If the ADC were to advise Enssaa on what it would charge for this campaign elections, the materials for the elections, what sum would that be? If you were to place a benchmark on what it should be, what should Enssaa have, what should they have said in that statement?
Before now, signages are not paid in lump sum. They are paid in tranches based on the number of weeks or months you want to subscribe, so that it will relieve the payers so that they will be able to pay it. So if you tell me 150 million, man, it is too much, because if the party is to engage in a comprehensive signage payment, at least between now and 2027 general election, 20 million naira is very fair in a lump sum.
So you agree that parties should pay, but what you're saying is that this payment is outrageous and that it should be 20 million naira for the entire,
exactly.
9 yards.
That is very reasonable.
But don't you think this could actually help some political parties? Because as you're stating right now that in fractions, right, payment in fractions is better, but you might be spending more than 150 million naira from maybe when the campaign is kicked off up until during the election time. Don't you think so? And also, how are you guys engaging ARCON? Because apparently it's only licensed practitioners are meant to be allowed to erect billboards and whatnot.
Yes, of course. We cannot go and start erecting billboards. There are already billboards that are erected, endorsed by this agency you mentioned.
ARCON.
So what we just do is engage the agents that are in charge of these billboards, then take the measurement and do our adverts.
So this 20 million naira proposal, is that the sum, or is it is it an installment of 20 million?
No, it is the sum total.
The sum total,
of what
the 9 yards.
The obtainable payment within this time frame of electionary campaign.
Is there any system that you're tying this to? Has 20 million been effected anywhere else? Maybe is there any yardstick?
No, judging from what have happened in the past, like in the 2023 general elections, I didn't even think it was up to that because of inflation and the rest of them.
Wait. During 2023 elections
Yes.
and campaign order, you didn't spend more than 20 million.
We did not spend up to that. We did not.
ADC is embarking on a magnitude.
The 20 million I'm talking about is for the fees.
Fees?
Yes, for the regulation. There are people that produces the billboards. That is different from this payment I'm talking about.
All right.
Yes.
We really have to call it a day. So you're saying 150 is just too much. 20 million would definitely cut it for ADC. And is that what you'll be pursuing in court?
Exactly.
Okay, but would you reach a consensus if the need arises?
Well, there is always need for consensus.
All right. Thank you so much, Comrade Obeta, for joining us on the show. And we